With 2 out of the bases clear, Mike Marshall strikes out Angel Manuel, and the Dodgers tie the series at 1 game apiece with a 3-2 victory. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn leads the way up the coast as the scene shifts to Oakland. Hall of Famer Joe Cronin on the right, American League President Lee McPhail hope the A's can sweep it home, but National League President Charles Feeney supports a return to Los Angeles. Peter O'Malley, president of the Dodgers, is on hand, while his opposite number, A's president Charles O. Finley, conducts high-level telephone talks. The Dodgers' Walter Alston, dean of Major League Managers, will go it alone without a party line. Welcome to Game 3 of the 1974 World Series. The National League champions, the Los Angeles Dodgers, against the American League champions, the Oakland A's. Brought to you by your Chrysler Plymouth dealer, who invite you to see Cordoba, the new small Chrysler, and by Right Guard Powder Dry Antiperspirant, the anti-stain antiperspirant. And we have a gorgeous evening here in Oakland. Hi, everybody, for NBC. I'm Kurt Gowdy. This is Monty Moore, the broadcaster of the Oakland A's, and my NBC telecasting partner, Tony Kubek. Because of the President's address, we're running late into our ceremonies. The players have already been introduced. We're going to have a ceremonial first pitch thrown out by Carl Malden, and the 2 pitchers are already warming up. It's going to be a 5-game winner tonight against a 25-game winner. Jim Catfish Hunter, the ace of the Oakland staff, goes for them. And for the Dodgers, they're going with experience and a fellow who has some impressive late-season performances, Al Downing. That's the setup. As most of you know, the series is tied 1 game all. And Monty Moore would have to think that tonight, if the A's don't win with their ace, they're going to be in serious trouble in this World Series, the same way if the Dodgers had not won Sunday with their ace, Don Sutton.
I think that's true, Kurt, because the Dodgers, in essence, are going with their number 3 starter tonight, and if the A's can't beat him with their number 1 starter, then the Dodgers will come back with their number 2 man. It'll be tough.
Tony, what do you think?
Well, I think we're going to see a change in the complexion of the World Series. More runs are going to be scored, I think, starting with tonight. Hard to say with Hunter pitching, but I think there are going to be some bombs flying around today.
Hunter's been an excellent World Series pitcher. He's not lost. He's won 3 and lost none. Al Downing pitched in the World Series 10 years ago. In fact, you were a teammate of Al's in that 63-64 World Series, Tony.
3 years on the Yankee Ball Club, and he at one time was a very hard thrower with control problems. Now he's become a finesse pitcher. Changes up, a little bit of a curveball, and spots the fastball.
Tony, you said you think we'll see more scoring. We talked to the players. They agree with you later in the game, but they say the first 3 or 4 innings at twilight may be rough to see the ball here.
Well, Monty, we were out here for the workout yesterday, right at game time, which was scheduled for 5:30, and the sun was glaring in the center fielder's eyes and also glaring off the stand, that white concrete. It might not be as much of a factor now with a little bit later start.
The crowd out there will make a difference tonight, Kurt.
There the A's taking the field. By the way, it's a complete sellout. And we have seen a new sight here in Oakland, the new BART train. Transportation system here in the Bay Area has been pulling up beyond the center field bleachers, and hundreds of people have been pouring off that BART train. He's just a country boy, in his own words, from Hertford, North Carolina, Jim Catfish Hunter. Charlie Finley gave him the nickname Catfish. He's one of the very best in the major leagues. 3 years in a row he won 21 games. This year he won 25. He is a pressure pitcher, and even though he lost the opening game of the playoffs to the Baltimore Orioles, he usually does his best job when the A's have to win. When the money's on the line, Hunter is as good a 1-game pitcher as you'll want in the major league.
Kurt and Monty, I talked to A's pitching coach Wes Stock before the ball game about Catfish Hunter, and let's listen to his capsule report.
Well, his greatest asset is he has great control, and when he does have problems with his control, he starts swinging his leg instead of picking his legs up. When he starts swinging, he starts rushing too fast and causes him to drop his elbow, and this is when he gets his pitches high.
They talk about his dropping his elbow. The players refer to that as pushing the ball instead of actually throwing it.
Hunter's also a good hitter. The designated hitting rule doesn't go in the World Series. And the A's won't lose much with a bat with him hitting number 9. The first 3 Dodgers you're going to see up will be Dave Lopes, Bill Buckner, and Jim Wynn. Lopes, the second baseman, leading off. Buckner in left field. Wynn in center field. Steve Garvey's a cleanup man at first. Willie Crawford in right field, the only lineup change outside of the pitcher for today's game. Ferguson is the catcher. He replaces Yeager. Say is at third base, batting 7th. Bill Russell, the shortstop, hitting 8th, and Downing, the pitcher, batting 9th. And after the first pitch of Game 3, and down goes Dave Lopes. Bubble gum and all. Incidentally, the baseball world of Joe Garagiola was not seen tonight because of the President's address. But Joe has a great show tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. A World Bubblegum Blowing Contest among Major League Baseball players. Lopes might be right in the running. Ball 2. Now Hunter's up high on the first 2 pitches. He was shelled out by Baltimore because he was up high. Lopes hit .266 during the regular season. And here's a drive into center field for a base hit. There goes Hunter's no-hitter. Lopes on first. Meanwhile, American League Cy Young Award winner Catfish Hunter is dealing a frustrating hand to the Dodgers.
Yeah, there it is, a base hit. He's going to come in there with it. I figured that.
Davey Lopes singles to lead off in the first, tries to stir things up by igniting the Dodgers' running game. Foul back. And Hunter's ahead of him, 2 strikes. That's Jim Hunter's wife. Very observing, I guess. Helen's her name. Like her husband, not too emotional. The 2-strike pitch, a high fly ball out into deep right. Jackson is backing up for it. Reggie has it. There's 1 down. Lopes plays it halfway. Jim Wynn, the toy cannon, coming up. He hit .271 in the regular season, smashed out 32 homers, knocked in over 100 runs. In the World Series, he's had 1 homer. He's 1 out of 7. Hunter's the kind of pitcher that after you bat against him, you say, I should have had a hit. You go up again, now you're 0 for 2. Now the third time up, you may be 0 for 3 against him. You keep going back to the dugout, said I should have hit him. Lopes at first, 1 down, top of the first inning. We're just underway here in Game 3. They're playing Wynn as a pull hitter to left field. Lopes is going. There's a high drive deep to left. That ball is a foul ball. Lopes running on the pitch had a good jump. Wynn hit it a long ways, but foul. Catfish Hunter never pitched in the minor leagues. Signed his first pro contract in 1964. 2 strikes the count. Lopes is going. Blown away. He'll be in there. Stolen base. He had to jump, and the pitch low and outside had to force Fosse out there and then raise up to make the throw.
Kurt, I've seen Lopes get better jumps than this, but couldn't have been a better pitch to steal on what looked like a breaking ball low and away as we watch Davey Lopes. Green covering once again.
Ooh, just missed inside. 3-2 count. Well, Charlie Finley may be a controversial man, but one thing he's not afraid. Many clubs are after. There he is in his green Carl Malden next to him, and his Bear Bryant hat, and his green jacket, signing something. He's going to call the president tonight and invite him to the World Series. To the high pop in the left field. Campaneris windmilling his arm, signaling he's got it, and he takes it. They're 2 down. A lot of big league clubs were after Jim Hunter when he was a senior in high school. His brother, in an accidental hunting accident, blew part of his foot off. And a lot of the clubs backed off. but not Finley. He went ahead and signed him for a big bonus and then sent him to the Mayo Clinic to have 32 shotgun pellets removed from his foot. Hunter told him, he said, look, you know, I may be damaged property. And Finley says, we're going with you all the way. It was a great investment. Steve Garvey has been red hot in recent games, 2 down. First pitch of the ball to him in his last 7 games in the playoffs, World Series, last game of the season. He's hit nearly 500. He is the leading hitter so far in this World Series with 4 hits and 9 times up. He's the only player with 4 hits. The last game of the playoffs when the Dodgers clinched the National League pennant with the Pirates, he had 2 homers. He is doing one thing that Dixie Walker's trying to get his teammates to do. A right-handed batter will go to right field. There goes Lopes. And in the third is Lopes trying to see if that was a foul ball. Lopes steals third, so he's stolen second and he's stolen third.
There goes Lopes. He's going to have a tough time throwing him out. 1 out, David. Ball hit on this side has to go through now. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Here it comes. Get out, Davey. I told you.
What I tell you, no plays. I got time.
Pretty much of a surprise with 2 out where he was able to score on a base hit anyway. But they're trying to be a little more aggressive, it appears right now, Kurt. He goes on this pitch right now to Garvey. For some reason, Fosse may have thought it ticked his bat. I do not know why he didn't throw unless it got stuck in the webbing of his glove.
I was waiting for the sign from the home plate umpire, Doug Harvey, if it was a foul tip. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lopes at third, 2 down. First inning, no score. Garvey, a little pop out in the shallow center. North comes on for it, and the side's retired. No runs for the Dodgers. 1 hit, no errors. They left 1. First half inning, no score. There's Frank Robinson, the new manager of the Cleveland Indians, with the general manager, Phil Segui. This telecast presented by authority of Major League Baseball, intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Commissioner of Baseball is prohibited. Al Downing, 33 years old, won only 5 games this year, lost 6. He's lost twice in World Series competition. He pitched for the New York Yankees in the 63 and 64 World Series. He pitched in 10 games for Oakland in the first part of the 1970 season. He looked good in the last few games for the Dodgers. Bill North has been moved into the leadoff spot tonight, and it's a strike to him. North is not hitting. He's 0 for 6. He hasn't had the ball out of the infield in the World Series. And 0 for 19. He hasn't had a hit since the first game of the American League playoffs with Baltimore. It bluffs the bunt. A pitch of the ball, 1-1. On the corner. Campaneris is on deck, and then Sal Bando. And he struck him out. He took a little bit off. 1 down. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Bert Campaneris, who hit .290 for the year, his highest average. And he chops it over the head of Say into left field. He'll go for 2. With his speed, he'll make it easy. Campaneris in. So he's had a hit now in every game so far. He's at second, 1 out. Sal Bando. The A's captain is up. A .243 hitter during the year, but he drove in 103 runs. In the World Series, no hits and 7 times up. Ground ball stroked to shortstop Bill Russell. The throws in time. Campaneris was held at second or 2 down. Reggie Jackson stepping in, batting .289 for the season. And he's had 3 hits and 6 times up in the World Series. Reggie's in the paper every day with something. Yesterday, blasted a writer for what he thought was an unfair story in front of all the other writers. And we understand Commissioner Kuhn has warned Jackson not to do that anymore.
Reggie's wearing an Oakland A's World Series pin on his uniform, it looks like. Is that one right there on his...
Yeah.
Surely is.
Where his belt buckle would be.
That's what they pass out to all the press people here. 3-leaf shamrock.
2 balls, 1 strike. Right to the box. Easy play for Downing, and the A's are gone in the first inning. At the end of the first inning, we have no score. Chubb Finney, the president of the National League. The National League headquarters are right here in San Francisco. Finney used to be the general manager of the San Francisco Giants. In the second inning, the Dodgers send up Willie Crawford, Joe Ferguson, and Ron Say. Big bounding ball hit to the right side. Dick Green with a flip to first. 1 out. Joe Ferguson had the 2-run homer on Sunday. He's 1 out of 6. Sparky Anderson, manager of the Cincinnati Reds, whose team gave the Dodgers a battle right down to the last week. Sparky knows the A's. He's played against them in the World Series year before last. No score, second inning. Ferguson up. Either a slider, hard curve. This really broke for him. 0-1. Foul back, look out. Ron Say is on deck.
Kurt, I want to ask Monty something about Hunter. You saw him in the last few years, and he has pitched a lot of innings. Has he shown signs late in ball games of tiring and losing a little velocity and control?
Not consistently, really, Tony. He's had some awfully strong 9th innings.
Now he goes 1 ball, 2 strikes to Joe Ferguson. He's won 105 games the last 5 years.
I'll say this, Kurt, if he gets into the 9th inning with very much trouble, Raleigh Fingers will bail him out.
That's the slider that fools Ferguson. First strikeout for Hunter. 2 down for the Dodgers in the second.
This pitch is more like what he probably would call a slurve, halfway between a curve and a slider. A true slider he throws breaks 6 inches or so. That had a little more of a break, but he sure has good location on his pitches.
Ron Say, 1 hit, 6 times up in the series. Those are his seasonal averages. 2 down, nobody on, no score. It's our handheld camera that's moving around the Oakland Coliseum, or mausoleum, as the A's players call it. There's a long fly ball to left. Not far enough, though. It holds up, and Joe Rudy puts it away. 3 up, 3 down. At the end of an inning and a half, it's 0-0. Sellout crowd tonight in the Oakland Coliseum. Joe Rudy, Gene Tennis, Ray Fosse. Joe Rudy's the leading hitter for the A's in this series. He's had 3 hits, 8 times up. Batted .293 on the regular season. 22 homers and just missed 100 RBIs. Al Downing gave up a hit the first inning, struck out 1, no walks. 3 right-handers in a row for the A's. Ball 1 to Joe Rudy. Rudy doesn't walk too much. Walked only 35 times during the year. The next man to do that walked a lot, Gene Tennis. Ground ball hit the shortstop, Russell. His throw is there, 1 down. Gene Tennis is in a slump.
Take a look at Bill Russell, a converted outfielder. Very graceful. He knows the speed of his base runners. Knew he had a little bit more time with Rudy running from the right side. And that sore arm or elbow he had didn't show on that throw. The ball took off.
Gene Tennis has had 1 hit in 6 times up in the series. Batted only .211 for the year, but hit 26 homers. And led the American League in walks. Not many hits, but he gets on. Charlie Pride, great Western singer who sang the national anthem. Charlie was on with us year before last at NBC. He was a former minor league baseball player. And he stepped in the batting cage tonight, grabbed Reggie Jackson's bat, and took his coat off, took a couple of swings, popped it up, and they ran him out of there. That's Ray Fosse on deck. 2 balls and no strikes to Gene Tennis. 3-0. Downing went 3-0 to Rudy. Now he's 3-0 to Tennis. 3-2 pitch. Tennis walks. He's a second base runner.
Might have noticed they gave Tennis breaking balls on 3-1, 3-2. Part of the reason is, as we look at John Brody, one of our football color analysts, but with the 3 hitters following Gene Tennis, all hitting 200 or less, Tennis doesn't get much good to hit, Monty.
That's one of the reasons he's walked a lot this year. People don't realize it. They say, why would you walk a guy hitting 211? But he can hurt you. He's hit 26 home runs, and he's shown in the World Series the last couple of years he can break a game open. And as you say, nobody behind him really hitting high.
Dodgers and the A's, no score. The A's batting the defending world champs in the last of the second. Ray Fosse has a ball. At first base, Gene Tennis, 1 down. They're playing Fosse to pull the left field. He had a neck operation, crushed vertebrae. It was kept very quiet. He got involved in that fight between Bill North and Reggie Jackson, tried to break it up. All he got out of it was some surgery and about too much of inactivity. There's a drive to right field. The runner was going. It's picked off by Willie Crawford, and scooting back to first base is Gene Tennis. Fosse lines to right, trying to hit behind the runner and get him over. 2 down, Tennis still at first. Dick Green is the next hitter. He's had no hits in 5 times up. Back to bottom of the A's batting order. Has not done much in recent weeks. Gene Tennis at first, 2 down. No score. Downing's fastball. Tailed over that outside corner. 0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Down goes Dick Green. No runs, no hits, a man left. At the end of 2, it's no score. They've already announced the attendance as 49,347, which is a sellout. And for the Dodgers in the 3rd inning, Bill Russell, batting number 8, will lead it off. Downing, the pitcher, will follow. Then to the top of the order for Dave Lopes. Jim Hunter's allowed 1 hit. Lead-off single by Dave Lopes. It's a pop-up. Coming on for it is Tennis, the first baseman, but he gives way to Hunter, the pitcher. 1 down.
We're going to show you something that Hunter does. He pitches from the 3rd base side of that rubber, and he hits that outside corner pretty consistently with a fastball and slider, and it gives him just a little bit better angle on the right-handed hitters. The ball moving away from them just a slight degree, and he takes advantage of everything.
Al Downing, not much of a hitter. 1 out, nobody on. No score, 3rd inning. Hunter now has retired 7 in a row. That's a strike to Downing. There's Anita Bryant, who will sing the national anthem tomorrow night. Lovely gal, makes her home in Florida. Right to the box. 2 down. Top of the order, and Dave Lopes. Lopes opened the game with a single. Stole 2nd, stole 3rd. He was left at 3rd when Garvey popped up the center.
Get a real education from this shot right here, what makes Hunter successful. He is always near that target.
Low that time, but not too much. He's never very far out of the strike zone. He just nibbles away at you. A little something in every pitch, and usually right about where he wants it. 3-1 pitch. High walks Lopes. And that's the man he didn't want to walk. With 2 down. Lopes is on first. Remember, he stole twice his first time up. Buckner, a left-handed batter, will step in. Buckner fly to right. That's slashed to first baseman Tennant. A fair ball. He steps on the bag. And the Dodgers are gone. No runs, no hits. They left one at the end of 2.5. No score. Jim Hunter receiving an ovation as he stands in. One of the better hitting pitchers in baseball when he gets to hit. He hasn't hit the last 2 years. Downing's first pitch, the strike. He did not bat in 74. He had only one regular time at bat in 73. Got a double. He had a .227 lifetime batting average and 6 lifetime homers. One season, 3 years ago, he was paid a $5,000 bonus for his hitting. He was such a good hitting pitcher. Fastball, and Hunter is back to the dugout. Strikeout number 3 for Al Downing.
Russell has a habit that may be a tip-off, as we see now. The signal was given for a breaking ball or a changeup. You can see him going to his right because the pitcher or the hitter's more likely to pull it. If he does that too soon, some of these right-handed hitters are going to catch on, start looking breaking ball.
Sale being on the grass at third against North, who can fly down that line. And there's a ground ball by the drawn in Say in the left field. Bill North's on. He led the American League in stolen bases with 54. Now we'll see if he goes to work.
Kurt, the A's players were talking, wondering if Ferguson had as good an arm from behind the plate as he had from right field.
Well, according to Tommy Lasorda, the Dodger coach, nobody in baseball has the arm that Steve Yeager had. That's his claim. And Ferguson has a good arm, but not as good as Yeager. Downing's move, driving North back. Now the handheld camera looks at the runner. Two balls and a strike. North at first. One out. There he goes. Ground ball. Side. Dive. He comes up with it. He's throw. There goes North on the third. Garvey held the ball. North wound up at third. Garvey held the ball. Didn't make a throw over there. North just rounded second and kept going. Say, looked like he might have dived too soon. He came up with it and threw Campaneris out.
North was going on the 2-1 pitch. And now you'll see how alert a base runner is as he picks the ball up. He found it right then. As soon as he saw Say release that ball, watch this dive, and they're playing more aggressive baseball, I think, in this game than they have the prior 2-ball game.
Sal Bando. Bando swings late. Nothing on one to him. Bando grounded out his first time. Bill North at third, 2 down, no score. Last of the third.
Kurt Bando definitely took a shot to right that time. He shortened up on his swing a little bit. They're giving him the whole right side of the infield here.
There's Reggie. North at third, 2 down, 3-2 count. North hasn't come up the line much the last 2 or 3 pitches. And goes on. And the cleanup man, Reggie Jackson, will be the batter. Playing Jackson the same way. Win a couple of steps in right center. Crawford deep and in the right field corner. Buckner straight away and left. The gap is in left center. They may have some stirring around in the Dodger bullpen. Jackson held up on the swing, and they appeal at first. No, at third, no swing. A ball, 1-0. Charlie Huff, a knuckleballer, starting to warm up. And he's going to be joined by another pitcher. There's Huff.
Jim Brewer.
Jim Brewer, the left-hander. 2-ball pitches. 1 ball, no strikes. North at third, Bando at first. And he taps it out in front of the plate. Ferguson bobbles the ball. In the score is North. Joe Ferguson bobbled a high hopper. And the A's take the lead 1-0. At second base is Bando. Jackson's at first.
Joe Ferguson's bobble allows North to register the first run of the night.
Al Downing gives way, as you'll see, to Joe Ferguson. Came a long way out. The ball hit right in the center of his glove. He may have been checking out of the corner of his eye. Jackson, what kind of jump he had. Here it is from another angle.
And Kurt, this play right here shows the importance of Billy North's great dash from first to third a minute ago. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been there.
And also, Monty and Kurt, it shows that Reggie Jackson seems to be running a little bit better. So now he may become a base-stealing threat for this ball club for the rest of this series. He got out of the box fast.
I thought he was running well in Los Angeles Sunday. Saw him round first, go to second in that double, and he was really moving. Rudy drills it out to second base. Happens in the right center. Coming in to score is Bando. Jackson wheels into third. Whoops went down for the ball and got underneath him. And the A's have a 2-0 lead.
Joe Rudy's bouncer up the middle brings Sal Bando home, and the A's have a 2-0 lead.
Have a look and see if we can tell where that ball went. He broke the wrong way. He started breaking to his left. The ball bounced right over the top of his glove. That's the kind of ball you've got to try and smother if you can. Take your chances getting a force out at second.
They give him a base hit, Rudy, and an RBI. Jackson's at third. Rudy's at first. 2 out. Gene Tennis walked his first time. The pitch is a bit high to him. Same spot, 2-0 to Gene Tennis.
I've got to believe with Fosse coming up next that Downey's going to make him hit his pitch, even if it is 2-0. Can't give in to a guy like this, Tennis. He hurts you with a long ball.
Can't come in with that good fastball. He does it. 3-0. Bases are loaded. Ron Say has been ordered to go over and talk to Downey. Walter Alston on his way out. Now stops, comes back again.
Sending Red Adams
pitching
out.
coach Red Adams out. Jim Hunter, the first man up, struck out. Then Bill North singled. Campaneris grounded out. North went to third on the play. Bando walked. Reggie Jackson hit a topper out in front of the plate. That was bobbled by the catcher, Joe Ferguson, for an error. North scoring. And Rudy singled up the middle. Bando scoring.
There's the bullpen, Huff and Brewer. And you wonder if the man on the left isn't what made Walter Alston hesitate and then change his mind. That knuckleball pitcher coming in, Huff to a right-hander with a man on third base.
Downing has walked 3 so far. Jackson's at third. The lead man, that's hit to the box. Downing throws him out, and the A's are gone in the third, but they had 2 runs on 2 hits. There was 1 costly error, 3 left. Joe Rudy really received a tremendous ovation when he went out to left field. He may not be appreciated too much around the country, but here in the Bay Area, they know what a solid player he is. And as he went back to his position, they gave him a standing ovation on the left field bleachers. Jim Wynn, Steve Garvey, and Willie Crawford, the heart of the Dodger batting order up in the 4th. 3-2 to Jim Wynn. Wynn hits the bounding ball, just tipped Hunter's glove. Green boots it, throws late. The tip off the pitcher's glove might have destroyed the timing of Green.
Exactly what it did, Kurt. He started to his right a little deeper, and then he had to come in and got that in between hop. Tried to smother it, but the ball gets too far out in front of him, and Jimmy Wynn runs well.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner going. Hit and run on. It's in the left field. Wynn stopped at second. Rudy charged the ball. And now the Dodgers have a threat in the fourth. Wins at second, Garvey's at first. And Garvey's had his 5th hit.
Yeah, I heard Monty Moore tell you, the scouting report on the Dodgers, they'll run anytime, 2 runs down. And we also saw some exceptional bat control on the part of Steve Garvey. The ball was up and in. It was actually a ball, maybe a foot inside and high, but he still got the barrel of the bat on it. Look at Jimmy Wynn checking the outfield positioning.
Willie Crawford is up now with runners on first and second, nobody out. The Dodgers are trailing 2-0 in the fourth. Willie Crawford is one of the 3 Dodgers with previous World Series experience. He was 1 for 2 in the 65 World Series, appearing as a pinch hitter.
Crawford in the regular season up just 27 times and had 4 hits. A base hit to center.
Downing is the other Dodger with experience, and Jim Brewer, who's been in the Fall Classic. Line drive, throw to second, double play. Green's going to gone to first. Either way, Crawford lined the green, converts it into a double play with Campaneris covering, and Wynn is double off second.
Here he goes, and Captain Campaneris was thinking triple play. Watch this.
He's ready to throw.
Garvey got back in time.
He was ready to throw right there. He was thinking 3 all the way.
Hey, there it is. This one up holding.
The double play shuts off another threat, and it's still 3-0 in favor of Oakland. 3-1 pitch. Right at the knees, 3-2.
Kurt, the first time Ferguson faced Jim Hunter was in that big 9th inning in Game 1 when Hunter came out of the bullpen, and Catfish showed him nothing but fastballs. Threw him 4 fastballs, I believe it was, and Ferguson said that he was looking for something else.
That was Hunter's first relief job in 5 years. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down. Garvey will be going. He's on the way, and Ferguson strikes out. No runs, a hit, 1 error, 1 left. At the end of 3.5, 2-0, Oakland. Commissioner Bowie Kuhn and Mrs. Kuhn there in the front row. Joe Cronin, retired president of the American League, in the back of the committee, just putting his hand up to his glasses. Carl Lindemann, the vice president of NBC Sports. See Lee McPhail there, the new president of the American League. And here we are in the last of the 4th inning. Dick Green struck out his first time. Many of the old-timers, when we had that double play and Campaneris was ready to throw to first, I know thought about the only triple play in World Series history. That was pulled off by Bill Wamsgans, the second baseman of Cleveland against the Dodgers in 1920, an unassisted triple play. He got the line drive, he stepped on second and retired, killed Duff, then tagged Miller coming in from first.
He really got
unassisted triple play. 3-0, Downing against Green. And it was against the Brooklyn Dodgers at that time. Catfish Hunter due up next. That's the 4th walk given up by Downing. He's been behind the hitters tonight, 2-0, 3-0. All right, Jim Hunter's up. Say's in at third, looking for a bunt. Garvey ready to charge from first. Jim Brewer is throwing in the Dodger bullpen. Move to first. Green is back.
With Hunter swinging the bat at home plate, you've got a lot of possibilities. He's a pretty good hitter. He can bunt. They can try a bunt and run. They can try a hit and run. A lot of decoying.
Runner going, and the ball pushed perfectly by Hunter. He's out on the sacrifice. Green goes to second. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC television network. Bill North is up. He struck out in single. He scored a run.
Kurt, that turned out to be one of Charlie Finley's really good trades.
Take a look from that low center field camera we put in for this World Series and Championship Series. What it looks like from almost ground level over the center fielder's shoulder.
There's a high drive into deep left. Buckner's back almost to the track, not quite. Green plays it halfway and goes back to second. 2 down. North sending a long fly to left field. The next batter for Oakland, Campaneris. He doubled to left. He's grounded out.
Kurt, if North had hit that ball in the first inning, it might have been right against the wall. The ball really carries much better before the sun goes down here. It really gets heavy air out here this time of night.
And a slight breeze blowing right now from third to first. Campaneris again played as a pull hitter. Green at second, 2 down. And here's a base hit into center. Green is rounding third. Wynn has a sore elbow. And Courts the throw, not in time. Gets by. Will throw the cutoff man. There goes Campaneris to third. Ferguson, the catcher, went out to meet that throw. And nobody was backing up.
With Dick Green on second and 2 down in the fourth, Campaneris measures an Al Downing curveball, and the A's gain a 3-run advantage.
Well, everyone knows it's in the scouting report. Jimmy Wynn has a bad elbow, may require surgery. He uncorks what looks like a pretty strong throw. He says he has 1 or so, and Ferguson knew immediately that Al Downing was not backing up the plate. The ball got by and Campy was allowed to go all the way to third base. Here comes Wynn. He overthrows Garvey, the cutoff man, and no Al Downing backing up the play. He thought there might have been a throw to third.
Jimmy Wynn throwing here is going to have his elbow operated on. I asked him before the series, there's his throw, and Ferguson had to come out and meet. He overthrew the cutoff man. Downing was just standing there. I asked Wynn if he could uncork a hard throw, and he said, maybe 1. And after that, I'll have a lot of pain for the next few days. He has a loose chip in his throwing elbow, and they're going to have surgery done on him. Jim Brewer is coming on to relieve Al Downing. So we have a break in the action here in the fourth inning with the score, Oakland 3 and Los Angeles nothing. This is Jim Brewer now on the pitch. He's facing Sal Bando. Let's watch Brewer. He's going to take a windup or the stretch. Campaneris the third. The pitch is high. Tomorrow night, World Series game number 4 from Oakland. Joe Garrett, Joe LaChaux was not seen tonight, and he has a great one for you tomorrow night, featuring the bubblegum chewers of the major leagues. That'll start at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Fastball right by him, 1-1. And that's a pop foul and back of the play. Ferguson coming back. Just out of play. 1 ball, 2 strike. Count to Bando. Like his screwball, that's his pitch. Struck him out on a fastball. 1 run. 1 hit. There was 1 error, 1 left. At the end of 4, 3-0 Oakland. Jim Hunter in the 5th inning will face Ron Say, Bill Russell, and Jim Brewer. Say flied out to left his first time, and he looks at a strike. Some folks give the A's the edge on World Series experience, and it is an asset. Say strikes out. 3rd strikeout for Jim Hunter. Russell popped to the pitcher his first time. Joe Ferguson has 2 errors tonight. That ties the record by a catcher in a series game. That's a fly ball right out to North. 2 down.
Here's where scouting reports come in to a great degree. Positioning defensively. Where does a man hit? What kind of power does he have? He did not have Russell listed as having exceptional power, so they played him more shallowly. It's like Lacey coming out now.
Lee Lacey will bat for Brewer. Jim Hunter is not a strikeout pitcher. He averaged just 4 strikeouts every 9 innings this year. He has struck out 3 in this World Series game. That's Charlie Huff, who'll be coming on to pitch in the last of the 5th inning. Dave Lopes on deck. A ball and 2 strikes to count. That's all, an easy inning as the Dodgers go quietly in the 5th. Well, we're halfway through this game. The score, the A's 3 and the Dodgers nothing. Well, we're halfway through. We're going to switch now to Monty Moore. This is the 3rd World Series in a row that Monty Moore has worked with us. He's riding a winner. The Oakland A's, who right now are sitting on top in this game 3-0. Now, Monty, what do you think now the rest of the way?
Well, Catfish is pretty tough when he gets the lead, Kurt, but the Dodgers have proven over the year that they can score a lot of runs, so it's certainly a long, long ways from over here tonight.
Tony, what about your comments the first half of this game?
Well, I just think the ball game is being played much more aggressively on both sides in the first two. They seem to settle down from the World Series pressure, and we're going to see good baseball the rest of the way.
Now, let's all sit back now and listen to the play-by-play of Monty Moore.
Okay, thank you very much, Kurt, and here's Reggie Jackson to lead it off in the last half of inning number 5. Joe Rudy and Gene Tennis will follow. Against a knuckleballer, Charlie Huff. The A's have been tough on knuckleball pitchers over the years. They've seen a lot of them in the American League, from Hoyt Wilhelm to Eddie Fisher. There are others now, Bruce Dow Canton in Kansas City, Wilbur Wood. So the A's have seen a lot of knuckleball pitching. Jackson takes for ball 2. Jackson's longest home run he ever hit in this ballpark, he hit off a left-hand knuckleballer, Wilbur Wood. There's a look at that big catcher's mitt, and you notice the catcher with his finger outside the mitt. A lot of the infielders and some outfielders are doing that now, too. Ball 3.
Paul Richards was the first man to have his team utilize that mitt when he had Hoyt Wilhelm at Baltimore and Gus Triandos behind the plate. There was nothing in the rule book.
At that time, they cut it down now, though, haven't they?
I think they have. Reggie, I was just looking. He's looking into the dugout for scouting report.
Right.
Will Huff throw a fastball on 3-0? Think he got an answer?
His sign language wasn't too subtle, was it? There's his answer, though. It's a fastball, and he missed with it, ball 4. Now, we might find out here how well Reggie feels that his leg is feeling. Here he goes. And the catcher dropped the ball, and Jackson steals second. Well, we can take a look at him, I'm sure, from an angle here that tells just how well he was running.
There was no contest. He started moving before Charlie Huff made his first move, and with a knuckleball, it made it more difficult for Ferguson with that big glove where the ball gets stuck in the webbing and you can't get it out.
Big man with power, quite a player. Stole 25 out of 30 in the regular season. Hits home runs, knocks in runs. All-around star.
Joe Rudy's wife, Sharon, she's from Modesto. See that charm around her neck? That's the World Series charm from 1972. Joe bunts at the ball, and Jackson is back in at second.
Looks like she has more to say than her husband.
Joe's kind of a quiet man, except with a bat. Out in the Dodger bullpen, Jeff Zahn, a left-hander. He got him. Here's a big strikeout. So there's one out in the 5th inning. And Gene Tennis, the A's walking man, comes up. He led the American League in free passes and has walked twice tonight so far. Well, Gene Tennis might be looking for a fastball here on 3-1.
If he gets it, I'd sure be surprised with that latter part of the batting order coming up.
He didn't get it. It was a strike. That'll go as a fast ball. Boy, you talk about a ball jumping. That thing really twisted and dived.
This will give you an example of how tough a knuckleball is. Look at that. The glove is open. And look how much that ball jumped. Probably a foot. Those last couple of feet as it was on his way to home plate.
I did a hula dance right at the plate.
Ooh, a skirt on it and everything. Well, they say that a catcher should try to get in front of every ball, but how are you going to get in front of one like that? 3-2 count, and the Dodgers bring their infield in now, right on the grass. Strike 3 called. A great pitch by Charlie Huff. He gave him one that he couldn't handle. Tennis was looking for a ball he could drive right there, and that knuckleball just dived down and away, and it shows something about Ferguson, I think, here, that he wasn't afraid to go with the best pitch that the pitcher has, despite the fact there was a runner at third, and he'd already dropped a couple.
Monty, that last pitch, in fact, the last two almost hit in the dirt. So you can imagine as it crosses home plate, if it's a strike, in the opinion of the umpire, how far it's got to go down before it reaches that catcher's glove.
Ronce, tough play. He made it, and that's all for the Oakland A's in the 5th inning. It's 3-0 Oakland. At the Oakland Coliseum, we go to the top half of the 6th inning, and there are the men on television without picture, or radio without pictures. That's Ben Scully on the left of your screen, and NBC's Jim Simpson doing his 6th straight World Series.
Looks like he's mad at somebody, doesn't he?
Tell me you guys were looking for him the other day, couldn't find him in the booth. Davey Lopes is up and hits the first pitch into center field, a base hit. Well, every scouting report the A's have says that Lopes is a first ball fastball hitter, and he has hit 2 first fastballs to center field in this game for singles.
And it'll be interesting to see what he does now. The Dodgers 3 runs down, but it doesn't seem to make any difference to him what the score is. If he gets the jump, he goes.
He has stolen 2 bases tonight. He's been on 3 times. Bill Buckner has one of the most amazing statistics that I think any of the Dodgers have. He struck out only 96 times, but the fact that he went no longer than 2 games at any time without a base hit this year. That's a model of consistency. Ball's hit well, but too high in the right field. Reggie Jackson right there. And there's one away in the 6th inning. You know, by running, no matter what the score is, if he runs, somebody's got to move. And the Dodgers got a big run the other day in a ball game because Dick Green was covering second base and Gene Tennis couldn't get back out into right field to get that little ball that Buckner hit there. And that happened just because the Dodgers were a running team.
One of the best, I think, at positioning himself. He has lost some speed, but Dick Green,
he's not going. Wynn hits in the air into left center field, not very deep. Billy North runs Joe Rudy off the play, and there are 2 down. Kurt, I believe you were in the New York area when Alvin Dark was playing shortstop. What kind of a defensive shortstop was he?
He was good. He was a smart player. He positioned himself also. Good hitter. Handled a bat well. Went to right field. Played in 3 World Series. He was a champion.
You just saw him whistle right there. He's one of the best whistlers I've ever seen. He could get the attention of any A's player on the field, no matter how big the crowd is, with that shrill whistle he has.
We remarked Sunday, and you know more than anyone about this, he probably had the toughest managerial job in baseball this year.
I don't think there's any doubt about that. And I think he's done as well as any human could have done this year. He's a very patient man. He's a Christian man, and that's been a big virtue for him this year. It's taken that because he's got it from all sides, the press and the players. Steve Garvey, the batter for the Dodgers. Here goes Lopes. And Garvey ran up on that ball, tried to hit behind him. And the right side of the infield was empty for him. Lopes goes back.
Pitchers do not like to have any hitter, no matter how good you are, step up in the batter's box on them. Takes away that breaking ball or sinker. You're trying to get it before the break on it. And I've known pitchers who've come inside after something like that.
Yes, then he definitely went after Catfish that time. He took a couple of steps up there going after the ball. Got to be guessing where that ball is and guessing right. Drive foul off the right field side. Garvey hits the ball well the other way.
Ball just jumps off his bat. He's so strong. Everything he hits is live, and it pops through that infield. It drives the ball hard.
Bando is going the short route for the final out to Dick Green for the force play on Lopes, and the Dodgers don't score in the 6th. It remains Oakland 3, Dodgers nothing.
Andy Messersmith pitches for the Dodgers tomorrow night. But before that, he'll be showing his bubblegum talents on the baseball world of Joe Garagiola. A lot of great bubblegums.
Well, you get the thing chewed up, like I say, it takes a good period. Depends on what weight gum you use. And if you're using a lot of gum, it takes, of course, a longer period. And then you kind of mash it around. Then you get it kind of flat, like this, excuse me, and push with your tongue. Notice the lip. Off your gum.
You got a light lip. That's it.
And then
All right, Andy. He's going to be tough tomorrow night, isn't he?
Now, I haven't seen the show, but who are you picking? Pachorik.
I tell you, that's not bubblegum in his jaw right there.
I like Lopes the way he opened the ball game tonight.
Doesn't leave much for you, Monty.
Here's Dick Green against the knuckleballing Charlie Huff. It's foul off. Strike 1. You know, maybe Messersmith's like Catfish Hunter. Catfish never chews tobacco on the mound. He chews bubble gum all the time, but the second he gets out of a game into the dressing room, he pokes his jaw full of tobacco. Inside, it's a ball, 1-1. And it looks as if Messersmith was enjoying something other than bubble gum in the dugout. There's the catfish. Popped it up. The Penguin makes the catch. And there's one out, and that's pretty good pitching. You got 3-ball count on a batter who keeps fouling them off and fouling them off. The pressure's on the pitcher. He doesn't have any room to make any bad ones. Here's pitcher Catfish Hunter. He struck him out. Good low knuckleball that time. There were 2 down.
Billy North in this situation against a knuckleballer may try and beat out a bunt. And then we may see those legs go to work on the base pass if he's successful, and Say's looking for it. The whole infield has come in several steps.
Surprised the first baseman back behind the bag, though. Strike call.
Good shot here how the National League umpire works. Left-hander up on the inside.
It's a strike. Oh, you could hear him, I believe, in our field microphone. That yell you heard was from Doug Harvey. The next one might have been from Billy North. He got him. Charlie Huff is tough. After 6 innings, the score, the Oakland A's 3, the Los Angeles Dodgers nothing.
We're going now to the 7th inning, and again, Monty Moore.
All right, Kurt, here's Willie Crawford against Catfish Hunter, and Cat misses low for ball 1. The Dodgers have no runs, 3 hits. The A's 3 runs, 4 hits. Crawford. Good speed, and man, is he built. Fly ball to center. Watch Billy North make this catch. Now he's going to go across his body. Many times he'll catch the ball down around that A right on the uniform.
He plays shallow, doesn't he, Monty?
Very shallow. He and Paul Blair in the American League play very, very shallow. They both can go back on the ball extremely well. North in the playoffs just outran a ball hit by Mark Belanger that might have turned the second game around.
That's one of the best catches we've seen all year.
1-2 count. Oh, he busted that one. Missed high with it.
They have an interesting banner out in left field. Catfish, say it ain't so.
Yeah, I saw that. They're talking about, of course, the speculation that Catfish might leave the A's. Tried a breaking ball then, missed with it. It's 3 balls, 2 strikes. There it is. Catfish, say it ain't so. 3-2 count. And he took a shot at that low outside corner. I mean, he had him 2 quick strikes and lost him, and that doesn't happen to Hunter too often.
Hunter doesn't look like he's tiring one bit. We'll show you again in slow motion. His motion has not changed at all. You can see that high knee kick, and he conceals the ball well with a glove. Always shooting the corner, always spotting the ball. Monty, from the times we've seen Catfish Hunter, you, of course, have seen him more, pitching almost all of his games, but he goes and stays with what's working best for him on a particular night.
Ron Say in a 1-0 count to him is yanked foul by Tommy Lasorda at third base, off in the A's bullpen area. The 2 third base coaches in this series are very colorful and, I think, very personable people. Tommy Lasorda, Mr. Enthusiasm.
They had him mic'd up on Sunday for the World Series film.
They tell me some of it won't get on the film. A little low for a ball, 2-1. He got a little upset at one of the umpires. There's Yogi Berra with Casey Stengel.
Red Shandy's right behind him.
Campy got manhandled on that little bouncer. He started to come in, and then he stopped on it. Tony, he looked as if he couldn't make up his mind whether to come after it or not.
He got caught in between hops. You can see right there, and then he decided as it goes off the heel of his glove, just smother and get one. Green wisely does not throw as Fergie comes in hard. Wanted to get the sure one with this kind of lead.
So Bill Russell comes on. Makes his home in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, as does Jim Brewer. What are the odds that 2 men from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma would be in a World Series? There's a little looping base hit into left field. And the Dodgers now will bring the tying runner to the plate with 2 men on and 2 down in the 7th inning. Von Joshua comes up.
And Bill Russell now is the only player who's hit safely in all 7 postseason games in the National League playoffs and in the World Series.
Von Joshua, left-handed batter with a .234 batting average for the Dodgers. He hit 1 home run this year and had 16 runs batted in.
The last couple of years, the Dodgers have got excellent results from their pinch hitters off the bench.
Fly ball left center field. It's going to take some running, but Rudy should get there. He's got it. And the Dodgers don't score again off the catfish. The score in the middle of the 7th inning, the A's 3, the Dodgers nothing.
And now we have Mike Marshall making his 3rd appearance in 3 games. He cannot break a record, but he can tie a World Series record that Darrell Knowles set 2 years ago for the A's when he appeared in every World Series game. Last year, Darrell Knowles fingers pitched in 6 games. Marshall's right back tonight.
Here's a tough little out right here, Campy Campaneris. He's had 2 hits tonight. Strike in the inside corner. Boy, Marshall is an amazing pitcher. The A's don't yet know what he has. He hasn't been in a game long enough for them to really have had a good look at him. It's the screwball. They know he has one of those.
A lot of the National Leaguers who've seen him often don't know what he has.
Let's take a look at that screwball of Campy once again. We've told you before, he has several different kinds. There you can see the one goes almost straight down.
Back live again. Campaneris hits a grounder to Russell, and he throws him out. There's one away. Well, it's an off-speed pitch, and it goes down real well, and obviously he's mastered the art of keeping it down. Screwball pitchers that hang it letter high get hurt.
Bando hit against him when Marshall was pitching with Seattle in its 1 year in the American League. Bando said Marshall was just starting to come up with that screwball that year.
Bob Locker, a pitcher with the A's who's injured right now, has been disabled all year long, was with Marshall in Seattle, and he said he would really love to talk to Marshall now because they throw a lot of life. Locker throws kind of a twisting ball. Bando hits it to Ron Say on 2 hops, and he throws him out. Say has kind of a funny way of throwing that ball. He kind of pops his body right straight up as he throws.
He throws more with his arm than anything else. A little waddle he has and everything he does.
Look at the arm on Marshall.
You've mentioned many times during the course of the year the number of appearances he's made, over 100 in the regular season. One of the reasons he has that kind of consistency, I think, is because he does not blow it down in the bullpen. He knows how to warm up properly.
Here's Reggie Jackson. 2 out, 7th inning. Threw him a fastball, and Reggie hit it right over the bag. At first, it goes foul. Marshall goes with a fastball and misses low. It's 1-1. Marshall blistered another fastball in there. It's 1-2. Wow, there's another one. Missed with it high, 2-2. Strike 3 called. He looked at a fastball right down the middle, and Marshall comes in and set the A's down in order. After 7 full innings, it's 3-0 Oakland. Walter O'Malley, chairman of the board, the Los Angeles Dodgers, gets a welcome from the Oakland A's with a big message board. Oakland has a new right fielder now in the ball game. It's Claudell Washington as Hunter pitches to Davy Lopes and starts him off with a strike. There's Claudell Washington in right field in the place of Reggie Jackson. The reason he is there, other than the fact he's a good defensive outfielder, is that Jackson, of course, still has that tender leg. Billy North going deep, and he makes the catch.
Boy, he can go back on the ball. He plays very shallow, and he just outruns deep drive.
Well, we've heard that. The scouting report on North is he is not a good center fielder. Right here, he will disprove that. He might be inconsistent at times, but this was a very difficult play going almost straight back, as we see from that center field camera.
Bill North's fine running catch continues to nullify Los Angeles' efforts, while Tom Lasorda finally finds an audience in umpire Ron Luciano.
I'm telling you that we got to get up on the plate. That's the only way you're going to hit up at that guy and dare him to come inside.
I know he can pinpoint as well as anybody in our league.
Great.
Not better.
Tremendous.
They're getting something off the outfield, but Hunter's been stung here. Had a single and a long fly by Joshua in the 7th. Now this long drive by Lopes in the 8th.
And, Kurt, that was off a high-hanging slider right there, too. That's the kind that get hit out of the ballpark, and immediately Raleigh Fingers started pumping harder out in the Oakland bullpen. He's joined there by a left-hander, Paul Lindblad. The catfish starts coming up. They start getting him out of there usually. Here's Billy Buckner. Hunter tried to show everybody with that fastball. He still has some zip left on it. He's been almost without a breaking ball tonight, though. I'd be interested in hearing what he has to say after the game, but watching from here, it's looked as if he's almost been without one. There's a long drive to right. Claudell Washington can't get that one. It is gone. Hits his 8th home run of the season. He had 7 in the regular year, and that's going to be all for Catfish Hunter. That 2 balls in a row really drilled.
It's called for the right-hander, Raleigh Fingers. Catfish started dropping that arm down a little bit, coming more from the side. Fastball may have straightened out, and we will once again not have a complete game for 16-7. How many is that? 17 consecutive World Series games.
No starters as he goes out. He is undefeated in World Series competition, but he's never pitched a complete game. Jim Hunter getting a standing ovation. We have a break in the action here at Oakland. The score on the top of the 8th now, Oakland 3 and Los Angeles 1.
Billy Buck, he's got to start hitting like he can. We need his bat. Get on that base, Billy! Get out of here! Hit the ball! Get out of here! Oh, yeah! It's out of here! Billy Buck's starting to swing that bat now. Attaboy, Billy! Way to hit that ball!
Billy Buckner's home run ruins Hunter's shutout hopes and signals his immediate departure as the A's rush Raleigh Fingers into action.
Raleigh Fingers is on.
Let's take a look and see this last home run. You can see Fosse, the catcher, setting up down low and away. Look where it goes, almost right down the middle. Maybe a little bit the outside part of the plate, but higher than most pitches Hunter has thrown today.
Jimmy Wynn, the first man that Raleigh Fingers faces. Wynn tagged him for a home run in the first game of the series. Ground ball right side. That's a base hit. That was on a good pitch. Fingers got that ball probably within an inch or two of exactly where he wanted it.
Get through there. Get through there. Yeah!
Jimmy Wynn greets Fingers with a single.
Well, back in business now. We got that tying run at the plate again.
Well, here's a man who could tie it up with one swing of the bat. The Dodgers' top RBI man, Steve Garvey. He's 1 for 3 tonight. 1 out, 1 run in. Drive to Green. They throw back to first. Double play. And that's all for the Dodgers here in the 8th inning. The score, Oakland 3, Los Angeles 1.
And especially defensive positioning. That's what Dick Green did. A couple of balls hit like shot, but he was right there, and he got rid of the ball very quickly to get the fleet foot of Jimmy Wynn.
So it's 3-1 here at the Oakland Coliseum as we go to the last half of inning number 8.
We're looking for the big ball. We're looking for the home run here. Oh, the shot! Right in Green! Another good ball!
Jimmy Wynn's emotions epitomize the Dodgers' frustrations.
This is the second double play the Dodgers have hit into tonight with a vicious line drive. This is Wynn. There's Green in the corner of your picture. Look at that snap throw. Underhand sweep snap, and he's got him. Very quick reactions by Dick Green.
There's Greeny in the dugout. It had to be, too, because he actually had his head down and was making sure he had the ball before he threw it. Wynn did his best to get back, made a headlong dive, but the ball just nailed him. Here's Joe Rudy against Mike Marshall. Rudy's had 2 hits off Marshall so far in the World Series. And he doesn't this time. Mike spears a comebacker and throws him out.
Old shortstop, Mike Marshall.
About 4 years in the Tiger chain. Said he had to quit that position because his back bothered him, bending down so much.
Good thing he didn't learn kinesiology about the back before now. Here's Gene Tennis, the A's first baseman, 1 out, 8th inning. It's 3-1. Oakland over the Dodgers, Game 3 of the 1974 World Series. Tennis drives it to left, base hit. Buckner gets it back into the infield. With 1 out, there's 1 on for the A's in the last half of inning number 8. Ray Fosse is the batter for the Oakland A's, and we're going to have a pinch runner now. Gene Tennis is being taken out of the game, and Hurricane Herb Washington, who was picked off by Mike Marshall in the last World Series game in Los Angeles. And you know, Kurt, the press made a lot out of that as if it were the biggest play of the ball game, that he was picked off. But the A's had other runners at second base in the game and had still not gotten them home. And they were down at the bottom of the batting order.
Tennis didn't throw his helmet tonight.
He's really hanging on to it, isn't he?
He was mad in Baltimore when they took him out for the pinch runner.
Ray Fosse is up. Hurricane Herb Washington, a track man who stole 29 bases for the A's this year. And a fastball, Fosse a strike.
I'll tell you, he didn't get one step off that bag against Marshall.
He was about 6 feet shorter than the other ball game.
Listen, you learn as a little bitty kid, don't put your hand in the cookie jar twice if you get caught the first time.
The thing about him, though, with that great speed, he does not need too big of a lead. He just outruns the baseball.
Fosse pops it up. Right out behind second base. If they're smart, they'll let that ball drop and get Washington off. They're not going to do it. Lopes could have dropped that ball and caught it and had a force play at second and gotten Washington off the bases.
Somebody had a gag around the batting cage tonight. What was the president going to speak about? And they said the pickoff play at first base.
Well, I got to hand it to Herb Washington. He's been a good-natured guy. He's taken a lot of ribbing from his own teammates, but he's really fit in well with the ball club. They, after realizing that he was going to be around, all tried to help the guy, and I tell you, he can dish it right back. And when he felt part of the team, he started doing just that.
And with 2 outs, I think they're going to let him take a shot at it. Get in scoring position for Green. Bonnie, how many times this year when he was picked off, did he make it successfully to second base?
Well, the A's had a play with left-hand pitcher where 8 times he was picked off. He tried to get picked off and just kept going to second. He made it 8 times. Pitch is high for a ball, particularly with a left-hand pitcher and a right-handed throwing first baseman who would have to make a little pivot. Herb would get off about 16 or 17 feet right out in there, just keep going and make the pitcher raise his foot up. And the second the pitcher would put the foot up, he's gone to second base, and it takes a good throw to get him.
Let me get your verdict. Did he help this ball club or not?
Well, I think he did, Herb, Kurt, because he was the 25th man on a 25-man roster. There he goes. Green swings and hits it to left field deep. There are 2 down, and Herbie's stopping at second base. He doesn't know how many are out. And this is what they talk about, not having the baseball sense. He could have been going and should have been going with 2 down, but he stopped at second. After 8 innings, the score 3-1 Oakland.
In the bottom of the 8th, Herb Washington gets a chance to redeem himself, running for Gene Tennis. He takes no chances this time, but as Dick Green lifts a fly ball to left with 2 out, Washington inexplicably holds up at second.
What do you think about designated runner? Like it?
We don't like it, no.
How about the hitter?
The hitter?
Designated hitter.
Oh, I said we don't like the designated hitter.
Or runner?
No.
You're going to adopt the hitter pretty soon.
No, we won't.
Have to.
No, we won't.
Works too well.
No, it doesn't.
Does too. Look at our league.
We don't need... Why? Where did it work?
Worked all over.
Hey, Merv, give us a start. Let's go. How good hitter. Come on.
Willie Crawford leads off in the 9th.
Well, the A's have a new first baseman. He's Jim Holt, acquired from the Minnesota Twins a little after midseason by the A's. So it's up to Raleigh Fingers now. He'll have Crawford, Ferguson, and Say in the top half of the 9th inning. Crawford taking a strike.
So tell me, Holt's a good fielding first baseman.
He is a very good fielding first baseman, and Alvin Dark feels that the A's are not weakening themselves all that much at first base when Tennis comes out, other than Gino probably knows the hitters much better in the American League. Breaking ball misses. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's a drive deep right center. Billy North not going to get to that one. It is gone. A home run for Willie Crawford. Willie Crawford just crushed that ball. That was a low line drive. And Billy North, the A's center fielder, hardly even took a step towards the wall.
Here's that swing again. Looks like sinker ball. Not quite low enough and not quite on the outside part of the plate.
Get in there! Oh, he hit it a ton! He hit it a ton! It's out of here! Yeah! He hit it a ton! Attaboy, Murph! I don't want to go, Murph!
Crawford's home run pulls the Dodgers to within 1 at 3-2.
He got all of it.
Here's Ferguson. He'll be trying to hit one out of here. It's 3-2 now. Oakland leading by only a run.
3-2, 3-2, 3-2, 3 in a row. This was not over yet, though.
Finger slider misses outside. It's a ball and a strike. The Dodgers have out-hit the A's 7-5. Breaking ball again. 2-1 to Ferguson, and Alvin Dark got to be having some anxious moments now. Walter Alston realizing what a big game this one is.
Dave Yeager with the glasses.
Doesn't seem to be too rattled. He's smiling. Bouncing ball to short. Campaneris drops the ball. Didn't get him.
And then I believe, Monty, had he pounced on that ball immediately, he might still have had a chance. Alvin Dark is going to come out. Campy, who played so brilliantly in the World Series last year, along with Buddy Harrelson, has had problems. A little shakier this year, his second error.
These have been odd games. They rock along with not much action, but the ninth innings have all been exciting every game.
Let's look at it again. Ferguson running. He does not run well. He took his time going down after it, and then he realized, hey, that's a slow runner.
Take a look at it from another angle, too. This is from behind Campaneris. It came right back up to him, sort of.
That's where he took his time, Monty.
They're going to have a pinch runner for Ferguson now.
Dodgers with a good bench. Rick Auerbach is going to come out. I think that may be one of the stronger points of the two teams. The Dodgers with a little edge off the bench.
Well, in a similar situation over in Los Angeles the other day, the A's did not bunt. Do you think the Dodgers will here, or will they try to play to win?
I think I got to let Shea take a crack at it. Jones, the left-hander, Odom, the right-hander.
Nobody down in the ninth inning.
They're changing something now as Shea steps out.
There's Zahn, and let's take a look at where Bando is at third base. Almost on the line, even with the bag, if we get a shot.
Shea squared the bunt, but took it low, ball one.
Watch Bando cover that line now.
Bunt's foul. Breaking ball, he takes a look at a strike.
That was the one to bunt, too. It wasn't that hard fastball. Breaking ball a little bit easier most of the time as you look at Tommy Lasorda.
I think the A's will more than likely loosen up a little bit now with 2 strikes on Shea. Bando's back maybe 3 or 4 more steps. He struck him out. Fingers after that breaking ball for strike 2 came in with a very live fastball and out away from Ron Shea. So there's 1 out in the ninth inning. The batter is Russell, the shortstop, who's had 1 base hit. Dodgers have a pinch hitter on deck. One of many they have who can hit. That's Manny Mota. Ground ball to Dick Green. Goes to second. They got him there. Over to first. Got a pair, and it's all over. Dick Green to Bert Campaneris to Jim Holt.
Boy, he started 3 double plays tonight. He took 2 line drives, turned them into double plays. Dick Green, scouting report on him was that he wasn't supposed to be a very good second baseman. He played brilliantly tonight.
And it brings out the brilliant pennants of the A's owner and Miss California. Lucy Ann Buchanan is standing there, and the people in Southern California have got to wonder how Miss California can be biased. Well, it's quite a ball game. 3-2 for the 3rd game in a row, and everybody said this series was going to be an even series, Kurt. Well, it can't be much more even than that. We'll be back in just 1 minute.
Fingers faces Bill Russell now with 1 out and the potential tying run at first. Dick Green's flawless fielding triggers his 3rd double play of the night, and the A's lead the series 2 games to 1. The final score, 3-2, duplicates the first 2 contests.
Jim Hunter's the winner. He's 4-0 now, World Series competition. Al Downing, the loser. Fingers gets the save. Our 3rd consecutive 1-run game. All final scores 3-2, and in each game, the losing team came on strong with a rally in the 9th inning that just fell short. Tomorrow night is going to be Don Sutton pitching for the Dodgers. Check that, Messersmith for the Dodgers, and Holtzman for the A's. So we bid you good night from the Oakland Coliseum. Game 3 of the '74 World Series has been brought to you by the Gillette Track 2 shaving system. It's the closest thing to a perfect shave. And by your Chrysler Plymouth dealers, who invite you to see Cordoba, the new small Chrysler. Tomorrow night, World Series game number 4 from Oakland, preceded by the baseball world of Joe Garagiola, right here on NBC.